Hi Alyson, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good, not too bad. Miserable weather, eh?
It's horrible out there. It really
It's absolutely,
cold.
it's absolutely teeming down, as they say in Scotland, eh?
Oh, I know, that's it. Whereabouts are you?
Just outside Edinburgh.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
okay.
You
Aye, that's not too
through the
far.
west, are you?
I'm through the west. Well, I'm in live in Uddingston,
All right, okay.
so yeah, kind of in the middle, I suppose you could say.
Aye. But no, it's been one of the days today where it's been coming, and then as soon as I'm kind of in my upstairs office room,
Uh-huh.
and the wind's obviously coming and they're pushing the rain from the back, so it's like thumping off the windows as I'm
Oh,
trying to record
you
this
can
one.
hear it all day.
Yes, I'm here all day. What have you been up to today? Coaching?
Yeah, no, just working, not doing any coaching today. It's just been a busy day at golf it.
Mm.
So yeah, I just you think somehow in the winter time things will get quieter, but that never seems to happen.
Yeah.
It's just all go all the time, and we're preparing now for next year and some of the activities that we've got going on. So before we know it, 2026 will be here, and then we're away
You're away
again.
again, yeah. No, that's perfect. We'll get into golf it in a bit. I was just
Yeah.
looking to kind of initially give you the floor, just explain who you are.
Hmm.
I did a bit of a dive on you, a deep dive on you. Got a bit of a bio. Well, we read it to you, and you can tell me how right I was with it.
Yeah,
Right,
go for
cool.
it. Go for it.
So, PGA Pro and head of golf at Glasgow. Yes,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Competitive golfer, former Scottish women's amateur champion. Yes, right.
Yes.
Played on the LET and Access Tour. You
Hmm.
now coach and you do a lot of inclusive golf work. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Including the Costa Rica Blind Golf Open, where you were supporting visually
Hmm.
impaired golfers, and you are Scottish Golf Coach of the Year 2025 for
Yes.
your work
Uh-huh.
in
Yeah.
developing juniors and next generation golfers. So is
Yes.
that it?
Yeah. I think that summarised it.
We'll just end the podcast there, being that we've now spoken about all that type of thing.
That's it. Exactly. That's it. I can't get much higher than that
Oh yeah, aye.
now.
But no, on you go. Just tell me a bit about your golf life to date.
Yeah, I mean, I always like to kind of start right back at the very beginning, how I got into the game. I got into the game pretty late nowadays, as you would say. I was 13 when I first took up golf. Played a lot of sports when I was younger. I was quite sporty, quite athletic, and my dad played a lot of cricket, and he was sort of getting a bit older, could do less running about, and he decided to take up golf. So he joined a local club close. I'm originally from Paisley, so he joined Eldersley Golf Club. And I just sort of went along with him one day, and that was kind of it. The rest is history from there. So yeah, played at Eldersley Golf Club as a junior, grown up. Sort of played in the club competitions, very quickly then got into sort of county golf side of things, and then sort of worked my way up to the national squad at the time. And then from there, I just really fell in love with the game. I knew once I'd taken up golf, that was really it for me.
Mhm.
I knew that was a sport that I wanted to continue playing. So everything else kind of fell by the wayside, and yeah, golf was really my life from there on in. So yeah, worked my way through the kind of elite squads, represented Scotland at sort of every level, at both girls level and ladies level, and then was very fortunate enough to win the Scottish Ladies Amateur trophy in 2013 at Longnidry Golf Club, which feels like a lifetime ago now.
On a tough track as well.
um,
I've got a friend
Tough track.
that's a member at Longnidry, and I think we shot 106 the last time we played there because it was windy as anything. So winning something there is a massive accomplishment in itself.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that. And it's a tough test because it's sort of links, but then it's got trees there as well. So it's a kind of mixture of both. So yeah, that was sort of that. And then over the next couple of years, I knew that I wanted to do something professionally in the game. So I'd played in a couple of the LET access events. I went to tour school in 2015 for the Ladies European Tour. I didn't get through the first year. So I went back the following year, and that's where I got a sort of conditional card for the Ladies European Tour. So I spent a couple of seasons, competing on the tour, and it was a fantastic experience for me to do that, but tough at the same time as well. I think people appreciate that, or people think, it's a glamorous lifestyle. It's definitely the opposite side of that, especially when you're getting started. But yeah, I did that for a few years, and then wanted to still stay and work within the game. So I went and did my PGA. I worked at Glasgow Golf Club. I also worked at Stirling Golf Club, and then the opportunity came up to join the R&A at GolfIt, which was a new venue that the R&A were obviously sort of embarking on. And it just aligned so much with my values, getting more people into golf, more kids, more women, making golf as inclusive as possible. So that's kind of where I am today.
Yeah. And where's GolfIt based about then?
So GolfIt's it's in Glasgow. It's at Hugginfield Loch.
Okay.
It's the old Lethem Hill golf course that was there, so it was owned by Glasgow City Council, and then the R&A bought it from Glasgow City Council back a good few years ago now. So we're only 2 and a bit years old. So the venue's only been open a couple of years.
Yeah, but it's more based along the so coaching lines and stuff. It's not just a driving range where you can come along and batter balls. It's all geared around kind of coaching and development. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got the fun element, where if you want to come along with some friends, family, and still batter some balls, that's absolutely fine. But what we've tried to create is a full facility that's got that sort of end-to-end pathway. So, coming in, we've got, for example, adventure golf, which is more sort of family and kids focused. We've got the driving range, then we've also got a 9-hole golf course there as well. So what we're trying to do is, bringing people into the game that might not have had a chance to play, giving them the opportunity to play any of our activities, no matter what age and stage you're at in the game.
Mm-hmm. No, that's good. I did have a quick look about to kind of just gen up a wee bit on it. So yeah, you obviously offer kind of lessons for beginners. I see you do women's only groups.
Yes,
yeah. Junior academies and things like that as well. So are you responsible for creating the lesson plans for that, and how do you kind of go into doing this?
Yeah, so my role has changed ever so slightly over the last few months. I'm more sort of managing the venue, working with, we've got a team of coaches at GolfIt as well. So we've got 4 coaches at the moment. So working really closely with them. But essentially, kind of looking after how those lessons are being delivered, ensuring that we're providing the right tools, especially for people coming into the game and juniors, making sure they are engaging with us. We don't want people to come in and just drop off. For example, our women's only coaching sessions that we run, we've got about an 80% retention rate in them, which is extremely high. Mm-hmm. And the reason for that is because the programme's great, it's social, it's fun, and the environment is right as well. It's welcoming, it's friendly, there's no dress codes. Overseeing all of the kind of delivery of coaching and participation across the full venue as well.
Yeah, that's great. So obviously we touched on the kind of Costa Rica Blind Open that you were involved with before. So how did that kind of come about?
Yeah, so my colleague Barry McCluskey, he started working at GolfIt with him back about 2.5 years ago. He's actually a visually impaired golfer himself. He's in the top 5 in the world. He plays on the Edgar Tour. Mm-hmm. And really, when I started working with him, it was like life-changing, because I just didn't really appreciate, there was so many people out there competing and playing golf with various disabilities, never mind, visually impairment. So the opportunity came up where Barry was playing in the Blind Golf Open in Costa Rica. And I went over and guided for him, which was a fantastic experience. So really, when I say guiding, I mean what I say, essentially guiding Barry around the golf course. So Barry's got about 8% vision left in his eyes, so he can kind of see the ball when it's at address, but as soon as he strikes the shot, he can't see where it's gone. So my job in guiding for him was ensuring that I was giving him the kind of running commentary, right, the ball's up in the air, it's going slightly right, it's landed, right, we're on the right side of the green, so that he can then picture that in his head. So it was just a total different take on how we would normally, I guess, play golf.
Yeah.
Um,
My
so yeah,
my old co-host on here, Oliver, he plays on the Edgar Tour. So he started playing a couple of events last year, and we've had a couple of golfers with disability on the podcast over the last year as well. What we've now done, we've now kind of branched out. So Oliver's paired up with a guy called Martin, and we've now put a podcast on called For Everyone, which is a kind of disability golf focused podcast. So they've been out and about getting some interviews in the books, and we've got a couple. We've got one that's coming out tomorrow actually with a guy called Ian Miller. He's quite highly up on the rankings in the EDGA, and he's just recorded another one with Ellie Perks, who also plays on that. So the guys are out and about trying to kind of shine a bit more of a light on that side of the game, which is really what I wanted to do with the podcast. I was on a previous show with two guys from America, but it just became a bit of a roundup of the week's golf. And I always find if you're involved in golf and you like watching it, you kind of know what the result is. So all that becomes is then just some podcast's opinion on what has happened, and who your favourite player was or what they've done from there. Where there's tons of other stories out there, which is why I kind of started this the GoingOB side of things. That it's a bit off what you would normally get from a golf podcast.
Yeah.
So, and then, as I said, that's kind of expanded on. I'm dead keen to try and do something in the ladies' game. I'd love to try and get a ladies only golf podcast, where I mean, I'm not trying to tap you up here right from the start, but like yourself, right, that's involved in the game, involved in the coaching side of things, looking to grow the ladies' involvement and the juniors' involvement as well. And if I was able to try and get some form of a juniors show as well, I think that would be quite good.
That would be
and kind of give them their own platform to get out and about and go do some interviews. So a couple of years ago, I was the junior convener for my golf club. And it was really difficult to try and hold the kids. So we would put on competitions on a Sunday, but the kids all started to get to an age where golf was their second sport. So there's some of them were quite good at hockey. There was a couple of them played rugby, and their games were on the Sundays. And I tried to get my son into the game as well, but one, it's too slow for him. He plays football, and it was too slow for him, the kind of walking in between shots and waiting and what have you. And then his games moved to the Sundays, so he couldn't make all those medals. So it was really, really difficult to try and kind of grow the game. I know everybody speaks about growing it, but what do you think are the biggest barriers we've got at the moment for growing the game in the women's side of things and in the junior side of things?
Yeah, it's a good question, and I, to be honest with you, I don't think we've fully got the answer to it yet. I think junior participation, there's still a lot of barriers there for kids coming in, in terms of just from the offset there, like equipment, even club membership fees as well, and things like that. I actually still don't think there's enough, or there are enough programs as well into golf, even sort of taster sessions, because again, for any family, it's a big commitment, to send your kid to golf lessons. And then, if they're keen on it, get equipment and all that kind of stuff. I think there needs to be more accessible ways to access, those kind of coaching sessions. So a lot of what we've done at Golfit is put on like weekly taster sessions. We run a big schools programme as well. I think there's still a lot of work to be done in the schools. We are the home of golf in Scotland, so golf should really be part of the schools curriculum, even if it's once a week at PE or something like that. And the women's game as well. I think we're getting there. We're slowly starting to see that rise. But again, I just think it needs to be made more enjoyable. The social aspect, I think, is missing from a lot of it. We run, again, outside of our coaching sessions, we run a social every month so that the women within the programme can come, have a laugh, network with other women who are members of local clubs. Some just play golf at. There's all of that to kind of get bundled together, and I think if you can get some of that right and grow it on that kind of national scale, that's when you start to see numbers increasing.
Yeah, I mean the club I was at before, they had a very, very active ladies section. Like the ladies were here, there, and everywhere. They were playing in team events. They were. I'm actually pleased to say I'm a 2-time winner of the mixed competitions. I won one of the opens, and then I won the like season long thing with my partner Janet. We were beaten in the final one year, and then we won it the next again year. So that was really good. But I mean, I definitely think from like an amateur point of view, watching the ladies, the professional ladies, is more attainable than trying to watch the guys on the PGA Tour and stuff like that as well. Just even the kind of the tempo, the swing and stuff. So I play off a 17.4, so I'm a 17 handicapper. I have some gaping holes in various parts of my game, which next year I'm going to be working on, and I'm going to do a bit of a rather than trying to do like a get to handicap of a certain thing or break a score or whatever else. I'm going to try and do some like metrics, right? So like strokes gained or approach shots from 100 yards or whatever else. So I'm going to pick 3 or 4 of them using the shot scope data and things, because I've been a shot scope user. So pick them, 3 or 4 of them that I think are quite reasonable, and then those are going to be my targets. So I'm going to just continually try to break those, right? Break my best is what we're going to go, right? Break them, and then by process of getting better at those, come the end of the season, my handicap should be lower because I will have improved on the areas where I was struggling. So that's my kind of plan for next year. But again, that's kind of data driven, which I think from from the junior side of things would be quite good, because the competitive, that's the way I tried to get my son into it, right? He's mega competitive, right? Always has been. He gets that from his mum's side of the family. That's not my side of the family, right? So I was like, well, look, that's what your score was, Oscar. So next time you need to go out and beat that. Nah, I'll try. And then, I'm playing football this week, and then it just kind of fell by the wayside. And they've obviously now got TGL with kind of the sim stuff and whatever else. So there's a lot of things out there. I don't know whether maybe trying to lean more into that for the juniors might be the way forward. I know the driving range that's down the road from where I stay, they have I think it's Top Tracer, and they've got like games. So when I've taken him to the range before, we do the one where it's like a big pond and you've got to try and hit the ball into a certain target.
The goldfish.
So maybe things like that for the juniors might be better, rather than actually, here's a golf club, go out on the course, which it was when I was a junior, and you ended up kind of being like, this is me out for 4 hours and I'm going to be traipsing around here and I'm going to be shooting 1,000. Whereas at least if you give them kind of mini targets from there, it might work a bit better. Is that what you guys kind of do? You got that technology as well, or something similar to that?
Yeah, we're fortunate enough. We've got Top Tracer in all of our bays, which is great, and that's exactly what we do. We've got the goldfish stuff. We've got the angry birds, and even aside to that, you can use it for any level of golfer. We've got the Top Tracer coach system, so even if we've got a group of kids or adults, the coach at that time can set them sort of little assignments. So it might be, some of the stuff you were just speaking about there, practicing your 120 yards and in. We can actually set that as an assignment for either kids, adults, whoever it is that's coming to us, and that encourages them to come back, practice, and then we can sort of track how that's going. And then we've then got that data at the next lesson to go, right, here was your practice session, let's have a look at it. Let's go through that bit by bit. And it just keeps, anybody engaged as well, because you want people not to just come to lessons once a week. You want them to keep getting better and better. And that's only going to happen if you practice it out with that.
Yeah.
We're fortunate that we've got that technology there, which is great. It's just great for engagement.
Yeah. Yep, I think there's definitely got a part to play in trying to kind of grow it and kind of move it from there. And then I suppose as well, it gives you things to work towards. So that was the way we did the kind of flag golf thing for the juniors. So you've got 50 shots. Let's see how far around the course you can get, and this is where they got to. And then the next again time there was a visible, like that is where I got to. I now need to get a few more shots further than that, and then they obviously start working their way around the course. So I think there's definitely still a lot of work to be done. I'd love to get some kind of junior conveners on and have a bit of a conference or a bit of a powwow just about how you can kind of grow it and take some kind of, because for years Scotland had a history of producing some really good players, and now there is obviously other players out there, but Bobby Mack seems to be the biggest name that we've got. And as you touched on, for being the home of golf and not having regularly competing Scots players, how does it work over in see like the Japanese players and the South Korean players for like the ladies game? They always seem to be dominating the kind of leaderboards over there, but not so much into the men's game. I mean, I think there's some national service and bits and pieces that go into that, but I wonder what they're doing out there for the ladies and the juniors that makes them such a force.
It's been something that's always interested me, and the kind of the limited knowledge that I have on the game over there is certainly from the women's side of things. They seem to work a lot on, it's technique right from the very start, and a lot of them, will not step foot onto a golf course, for maybe the first sort of 6 months to a year of taking up the game. It's all sort of indoor sim work that they do. A lot of gym work as well. You'll see a lot of the Thai and Korean girls with, they've got huge legs. They work a lot on their strength as well. I think they just have a fantastic regime over there of, let's get this technique as good as we possibly can, and then we tackle, the other bits of the game. And once that gets going, their short games are fantastic over there as well. And I think, I always remember when I was an amateur, there was I think it was a Korean team, South Korea, and one of the coaches had sort of fed back that, there was 3 girls competing in that team, but there could have been about 100 girls that could have replaced them. So I think their size and scale of and their depth of players is just astronomical over there. But I know they do a lot of work in the sim first before then stepping out onto the golf course, which is an interesting way of doing it.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, that's the type of things we should be, I say we, but like Scotland and all as a whole, look at these things and borrow the ideas, I suppose, was where we were.
That's it.
We'll go with that one. So this will be the fourth season for the podcast. And when I first started it, as I said to you, I was trying to kind of do things a bit different from your standard podcast, where it was just a bit of a review show. And what I'd done right at the start was put together a list of questions that I was going to ask guests going forward. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get you to pick a number between 1 and 100, right? And then I've got this big bank of questions. Now it could be absolutely anything, right? They're not all golf related. So if you're up for the challenge of GoingOB, do you see what I did there? Clever, eh?
Yeah, I've seen it. That was good. I like
that. Yep. So if you give me a number, I'll ask you a question, and we'll go from there, right? So number between 1 and 100.
22.
22. Where is my big list?
I've picked that because it's my birthday, so
all right, okay.
I thought I'll go with that.
Right. What's the funniest thing that's ever happened to you on the golf course?
Oh, jeez. Okay. I'll need a wee sec to think about that.
You need to keep talking though. We can't have dead air. You need
I know. I'm trying to think about that. Trying to think.
Do you want to come back to that one?
Yeah, I'll maybe need to come back to that one. I'm trying to think amateur and then like as a professional.
Right. Right.
I'll come back to it.
Give me another number then. Give me something between 71 and 100.
I'll go 72.
72. Oh, what's the most adventurous thing you've ever done? That's very generic, eh?
That is very generic. Well, when I was in Costa Rica for the Blind Golf Open, we actually went on a crocodile hunting tour.
Right.
and we were out on this sort of rickety boat. And the funniest thing about it, Barry, who I was guiding for, who's a good friend and obviously a colleague, we were on the boat with other blind players. So the blind jokes were sort of going
I
off
can
left, right, and
imagine.
centre on
Yeah.
this boat. And we had a crocodile come right up to the edge of the boat, and it was only about a foot of a drop from the top of the boat down to this crocodile's nose, and it just sat there right at the boat. And the laughs we had on that boat, like the pictures that I've got, it's like 9 foot crocodile just sitting on the edge there. I mean, we thought we're not going to make it to the golf tomorrow, because we went on this crazy tour through the jungle and then onto this little rickety boat. So that was definitely up there with probably the most adventurous thing that I've done.
Yeah.
Golf related on a golf trip.
Well, we were in Florida last year, I think it was, and we went to that Gatorland.
Oh yeah.
And they had the bit where you go through and you can see all the gators and they're in their environments and their tanks, and then they've got this like walkway thing that takes you like through the woods, through the swampland, the swamplands. And as you're walking up, there's like, oh, please approach with caution. There's snakes come across this bridge, and I started with what happens if there's a snake comes in from one angle and a crocodile comes from another angle, and we're going to get ourselves stuck over here. So, crocodiles and alligators are very dangerous. So I'll give you that one. That was very good. Right, go and give me another one then. Give me another number.
I'll go for 85.
85. What's your most interesting or bizarre fact?
Oh, well, something that not a lot of people know about me is that I was, when I was younger, I used to play the accordion, and I was actually third at the British Championships for the accordion. Yeah.
That is a strange one, yeah.
It's a strange instrument to pick up, and to be honest with you, I've not played it in years, so I probably have lost my touch with it. But it was a strange instrument that I picked up when I was younger, and ended up competing to quite a high level for it.
Well, you'll never forget it. It's always a skill you can pick back up at one of these.
That's it.
You need to. Right, number 22. Have you had a think yet? No way. For me.
My brain actually went to, I mean, this has gone back when I first started playing golf. I was only maybe about 13 or 14. I went on a family holiday. It's funny now, at the time it wasn't a funny story, but we can laugh about it now. I was on holiday with my mum and dad. We were in Tenerife, and my dad obviously at this point was golf daft. And I had obviously just picked up the game, and my dad in his wisdom decided that it would be okay for me to have a little drive of the golf buggy that we were going round the golf course on. And my foot went too far down on the accelerator. I went over one of the curbs and I actually drove it into a lake on the golf course. So funny at the time, myself and my dad then ended up having to pull it back out, and we were like up to here in like water and mud.
Yeah.
And we ended up having to get one of the guys at the pro shop to come out and give us a hand. But going back to the hotel room with like mud up to here, and having to walk through the hotel like soaking was quite something.
Yeah, like back at that course yet?
No, I've not been back.
Aye.
I've probably got a picture up on the wall.
You will have, aye. Do not take green freeze from this lady.
That's it.
Right, cool. Well, before I'll let you go, I've got one more for you. Right, I'm picking this one. If you were a superhero, what would your superhero name be?
Oh, jeez. Okay. Golf related?
No, it can be anything. And what's your superpower as well?
Strong.
What's your superpower as well? We're adding that in.
I would say superpower. I'm quite resilient as a person and a golfer as well. I've got quite a lot of patience, I'm probably quite calm as well. I would say. So I'm quite strong, as I said. So I don't know. I'm trying to go sort of along the lines of like Superwoman or Wonder Woman or something like that. Maybe that's me being too generous to myself. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to get some word combinations together.
Something quiet and thinking, and I don't know.
Yeah.
We can
I
chat.
was actually going to go for like I hit the ball quite a long way. I was going to go for like long drive women, but I don't know if that really works.
It is a skill. It is a skill.
Yeah.
Right, on that then, how do you hit the ball really far? Is it all to do with, is it speed or is it technique or a bit of both or what way?
A bit of both. I think once you've got that technique down, you can add as much speed as you can possibly get. The modern way now, especially with the kids coming through, is like, speed, speed, speed from the get go. So yeah, I've certainly worked on my speed over the last couple of years, trying to get it as fast as possible. And it's quite funny because when you do that, your technique kind of improves at the same time as well, as long as you've got nothing major going on.
Yeah,
But yeah, I would always say, get your technique right first and then add as much speed as you possibly can.
because I've tried to slow my swing down because I thought I was losing a lot of control over it when I was trying to swing like a madman. If I just pull the club back and
Yeah.
go for it, the ball's ending up all over the place. And I had zero control. So I have tried my best to kind of slow it down a wee bit. But I think maybe with driver, I need to start muscling it out there a wee bit again. I went through a bit of a spell where I did away with the driver and I was playing a 2-iron off the tee to keep it in play. But I've got a driver back in my bag now, so that's my plan over the winter as well, is to work on that one. And because that was one of the tips I got when I spoke to the guys for Shot Scope before, that the closer you can be to the green in one shot,
Absolutely.
your score should tumble because you've got less shots in between. They're
Yeah.
like, what are you more comfortable with, a pitching wedge in your hand or a 6-iron in your hand? And it's obviously the pitching wedge because you're closer in. So, yeah, we will. I'll persevere. What I was doing, we're at the driving range the other day, and the one we're at, there's pylons that go right along the fence line. So my plan, and it's a very basic plan for my driver over the winter, is to work on keeping it in between the pylons. That's all I want to do, right? Because if
that's a great plan.
Yeah, if that gives me like, I don't know how far they are, maybe 100 yards apart or something, right? Then at least I know I'm not way, way off, because I do have this big block, fade, push thing that all goes left to right all the time. So I end up aiming so far left that in the hope it comes back in. But I've aimed so far left on some courses and completely cleared the fairway that I'm trying to hit. I've aimed so far left and ended so far right, which is obviously down to technique. But again, that's where I've been trying to swing out my boots. So I think I maybe just need to control things a wee bit and keep trying to plug it away from there. Although I do go down YouTube rabbit holes, and one person tells you to tee it high and let it fly. The other person's like, you should try this one, try this. What I did try was driver off the deck last week.
Right.
And
How did that go?
not too bad, actually. Not too bad. I'll send you one of the videos because it stayed lower as well. So where I hit it before, it was a high right miss, was my miss. But when I was hitting it off the deck, I had a lower trajectory on it and I didn't think it was going as far right. Maybe it's all a placebo effect of me just thinking, right, I'm just going to drop the ball and smash it and see what happens. I was definitely keeping it between the posts, so that was some sort of a bonus. But I'll send you the video by email, and you can
absolutely
give me a wee bit of a critique, and we can give me a wee point and something I can work on. So
no problem. Absolutely.
So as I say, thanks again for coming on. I really appreciate it. If you've got anything ongoing next year that you want to jump back on to discuss, then more than happy. If you've got anybody in mind that you think might be good for a ladies only or a junior, or you can get me a couple of junior conveners for a conversation about how we try to grow the junior game, I'm more than happy. This is what I want to do, is to try and use this platform to grow those kind of sides, and see where we can take it. So yeah, if you think there's anybody that can give me a hand with that, I'd appreciate a bit of a hookup from that side of things.
No, absolutely.
Do you want to give a quick plug for Golf It just now, where folk can find you, websites and what have you?
Yeah. Absolutely. No, I just want to say thanks very much for having me on, Craig, as well. It's fantastic. I think it's great what you're doing and what you're trying to highlight as well. I think it's needed within the world of golf, and it's needed within Scottish golf as well. So yeah, you can find me at Golf It in Glasgow. www.golf-it.com is a website. all of the lesson details and things like that are on there. And it's just outside Glasgow City Centre at Hugginfield Loch.
So nice and easy to get to.
Nice and easy, yeah.
Plenty of car parking spaces. That's normally what people.
Plenty of car parking spaces just off the motorway.
Perfect. Right, Alyson, take care. And I'll
Thanks, Greg.
we can speak again soon. All right.
Brilliant. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Cheers.